This is such a diverse topic, very touchy subject. I know fans don't want to talk about this. They don't like it, but this is not no. We don't like the women wrestlers for what they do, the work they put in. We like what they do, and we're just saying this is a term of a little too much is too much. And I got Good Ray Wrestling here with me. He got a good content over there on his channel. What's going on, Good Ray Wrestling?
What's going on, TBK, my guy? What's up?
What's up is I noticed that the roster is spreading kind of thin on SmackDown. We got Tiffany Stratton, who's been over 200 days a WWE Women's Champion. I know she defeated the likes of Nia Jax, Jade Cargill most recent, and Charlotte at WrestleMania. And I know she defeated a few others alongside those three names being the most recent. But she has no competitors over there. Like, everybody over there is either in the tag team scene, they're going to fight for the U.S. title, women's U.S. title, or they just not doing nothing. Like, I noticed that. Like, we got Michin. She's fighting for women's United States title. We got Candice LeRae being a manager now. She's like more a manager for DIY. We got BFAT being a manager of Street Profits again after teaming up with Michin. I don't see many competitors left. Chelsea Green is on NXT back and forth. I don't know. In SmackDown, I don't know who her next competitor gonna be. And Jay,
Right.
they seem like Jay was teasing it, but they're gonna wait that out. And Bianca's out, and Naomi, before she got pregnant, she went to Raw. There's no competitor for Tiffany Stratton. And I think it's because the women's roster is all over the place, or they're hurt. It's a problem with the women's division in WWE today.
The biggest problem right now that we have is this whole brand split thing, and we have USA Network and we have Netflix, and USA has always been the one to take WWE's bullshit. So USA now is sacrificing their stars for Netflix. So we see a lot of SmackDown stars over featured on Netflix. If you guys can remember, Roman Reigns never officially crossed over to Monday Night Raw, other than the announcement that Netflix wanted to see some more of him and Cody. But Cody and Roman were SmackDown superstars, guys. Now I know we're going to say, well, Roman don't even come. He don't even be there. But it all counts in storytelling. It all counts in storylines.
I mean, Roman Reigns, we think of Roman Reigns, whether he part-time or not, he is SmackDown. When he had the championship for 4 years, was he on Raw every week or was he on SmackDown when he showed up? He showed up on SmackDown. He's SmackDown.
Exactly.
Cody Rhodes is SmackDown. He has the WWE Championship. That's SmackDown's brand. World title is Raw's. It's the belt that Seth Rollins is holding. But yeah, it's a problem going on, though, definitely.
Right. I mean, granted, we've seen CM Punk on some SmackDown episodes, and CM Punk is a Raw character. He's a Netflix character. But that's where we at with it. And along with the fact that WWE did a lot of hiring and firing, and I don't understand why. Like,
I don't understand either.
We released a boatload of NXT talent, and NXT is supposed to be our developmental brand. That's our brand where we develop young stars so that they can become future stars on our main brand. But we released a bunch of those women only to go and hire out. We done hired Jade Cargill. We hired Mariah May. We done brought over Stephanie Valkyrie and Julia and
Zaria.
And we really did not need those women because we had stars.
Don't forget Jordan Grace too. And Jordan Grace.
Oh my God. And you know, I can't, this loser, that girl is a loser.
Always taking L's.
Always taking L's, yo. Her name should be Gracefully L, a gracious L. But we didn't need these girls. Like, and if you look at it, we got these girls as addition for subtraction. We took them from AEW, we took them from TNA, so that they won't have them. But not necessarily so that we needed them. We don't need them. Like Mariah May, for example. We don't need Mariah May. We have Tiffany Stratton. So now, look, this is why Tiffany has no opponents. And it's not even Tiffany, right? this conversation, really started because of the Tiffany comment. And who is going to fight for the women's world title? That's what it
That's
really
why
was
I'm
about.
trying to find out.
Right.
Now,
Who
now,
is definitely going to fight?
now we see Soruka. It's rumors of her getting called up. I talked about that. I did a short on it on the Pink Square Circle. Now you got her. You do have Lash Legend that's ready, but they're not doing nothing with them. They should be calling up because NXT got so many girls. You ought to call one of those two girls something.
Exactly. Now we normally book the show. We normally sit here and try to book the show. We've been called Lash Legends teaming up with Naomi. Now that Naomi went away, Lash Legends would have been able to take Naomi's spot, and it would have been an easy, smooth transition.
Definitely.
I'm still torn over Shakara Jackson's departure.
I am too. And not just her, Isla Dawn, that's just an AEW. I'm still mad she gone too. And Indy Hartwell, those three, it's something I felt that they could have stayed. Those three individuals, Isla, Indy, and Jakara, them three you could have kept.
Bro, do you see our intercontinental women's scene? And do you see our United States women's scene? We cannot afford to clip these girls. We could not have afforded to clip these girls when you got Julia running around here with no matches.
She's not even on the PLE. Now, She noticed she wasn't on SummerSlam, and she's not on Clash of Paris, unless they make an announcement on SmackDown. She's not on either of those shows of PLE defending the belt. Yeah, we got the Women's Intercontinental Championship front and center. It's always involving a match, or whether it's triple threat or singles match, always.
And that's true, but yeah, it's not. In my opinion, WWE, they have manifested the talent way faster than we have TV time for the talent. WWE did not know that developing the PC was gonna have them. Have them flip talent the way they flip talent.
It's the NIL. It's these former. Well, I mean, cut you off. It's the former college athletes. That's what all these women are. But what you saying though?
Right, and they can take a female that never wrestled in their life, have no wrestling experience, and turn them into a monster. They didn't realize that they was going to be able to do that, the frequency and the rate that they're doing that, because we have a lot of stars. There's a lot of women talent under the WWE umbrella. Now, are they in the right place? That's up for a conversation. But we do have, if you look at it, abroad, we have a lot of talent. We only have 5 titles for these girls, but we have a lot of talent.
And they need to at least, if they're going to keep all these women, you need to at least make a women's show, weekly show. Because that was proposed a while back. Liv Morgan and Meechin actually talked about that. And they need to do that because you have so many overloaded women on the roster. And I think another reason that the women's roster is overloaded, it may be a long shot, it's these returns. Nikki Bella returning, Becky Lynch returned from hiatus. That's kind of taking shine off people as well. That's 2 returns of women who already have established careers.
You're absolutely right. And right now, the only thing saving the main roster is the injuries, because these girls are getting injured left and right. So the injuries is what's actually keeping the talent even and a little bit of balance there. But now, can you imagine if we didn't have those injuries to take care of? So we'll have 4 women. We'll have what? That's the Bianca, Zoe Starks, Liv Morgan. We will have all of these women to account for. We will have to book these women.
Yep, you're right.
So I like that idea.
Women's show. They need a women's show. They should have a women's title, just like WOW, Women of Wrestling. Just have a title, have their own title, have their own brand, and they can split the women along. You can have your evolution every week. Your women's evolution, have it every week. Have it every week. They can have your own PLEs or TV specials.
I think WWE, preferably Stephanie McMahon, is scared to do that, because then that will show you how we don't support women's wrestling. Because that would be the lowest rated show on TV. I think AEW I respect women's wrestling. So don't take it there. I don't want to see none of you doofuses in my comment section. All
Yeah,
right,
don't say that.
listen.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're just
All
calling
I'm
it down the
saying
middle.
is, you
Calling it
see
down the middle.
how the WNBA does not reach nowhere near the ratings that the NBA reaches. Right now, there is no way to determine the viewership on the women, because they mixed in with the men. If you give the women their own show, then we will
Mm-hmm.
truly see who is getting the ratings, who should get the money.
And for the record, it ain't just WNBA. We seen this early on, and I'm not even being biased, so y'all don't come my comments either. If you go back to high school, who did your peers in high school, or high school kids, or rival high school, who do they want to come see? They want to see women's sports that's gonna fill up the gymnasium, or would they want to see men's sports? They more likely was men's sports that filled up the arenas. I'm not saying no one showed up to the women's sports, but people want to see the think about the varsity football team, the varsity basketball team. That's what they wanted to see, and that's still it transcends over to professional sports. It's always been that way. They always want to see the men play, because when it comes to the scouting back in the day for NBA going from high school to the pros, they came to see the high school men play basketball or football. They came to see those people, the D1 scouts, Division 1 or Division 2 even, or 3. They came to see the men, primarily.
And I know I'm going to have my feminists that want to see everybody even. Oh, the men had their turn. Well, the men need to continue to have their turn if we want this sport to stay alive. Because if we just straight up give the woman a turn, our sport is no longer going to exist. And the proof is in the pudding, guys. The proof is in the pudding. Women don't support women wrestling.
They don't.
Men support women wrestling.
I don't see women spending all the money buying all the women's merchandise and tickets. They buy the men's stuff, but not the women's. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
Absolutely
if anything,
not.
Yeah, y'all don't buy all their merchandise and stuff. I don't see that. I never even heard of women sell out of the merchandise or stuff. I never even heard it sell out.
Bro, what was the numbers for this past Evolution event? We got numbers to look at.
Let me look that up. That's a good question. That is a good question. How do they do? I can look that up right now. What was the attendance for Evolution for WWE in 2025? Or Evolution 2. I'm sorry, Evolution 2. Okay. The numbers say that for Sunday, July 13, 2025, at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, had attendance of 8,303 people.
Ooh, 8,000.
Not even 10,000.
Not even 10,000.
Mm-mm.
And what arena was? What arena? Where was this held at? What city?
Atlanta. It was in Atlanta.
Wow. Good old Atlanta.
Yep. Not a very good state for sports. Very good state for sports.
It's a wrestling state. It's definitely a wrestling state.
Yeah, it's the South.
It's a wrestling city. I mean, Atlanta, even though Atlanta is home of TBS, that's the home of the Superstation.
The rival.
That's WC. Yeah, that's
AEW and WCW. Yeah. But yeah, they still could have did a little bit better than that. Still could have did a little bit better than that.
8,000 is pitiful. 8,000 is pitiful. I know AEW had an event on that day, but that's not great. It's not great, guys. Let's be honest.
No, it's not great. And what's crazy is, I'll tell you what's not so great either. The first Evolution back in 2018, that was in Uniondale, New York. That was only barely a little over 10,000, 10,900. Now that did 10,000, but it's like the W Evolution 2, it was less people. The first one did better. So, and most of us can agree, WWE Evolution 2 was better than Evolution 1. way better.
Right.
They had
Right.
less people show up, so I don't understand it. I don't get it. It's too many women on the roster. Break up the roster, make a women's show, or create a new women's league or something. Something. They need to do something different. This is way too many people, and we don't need. I know, yes, we all love nostalgia. I love it too. All this advocate for, we want this old women's wrestler back. We want this Hall of Famer, this former women's champion back. Let's stop all that because it's taking a shot away from new talent. Let's stop all that. After this Nikki Bella thing, I really don't want to see nobody else. We already see Trish Stratus this year. We got that was cool. I liked her coming back, but I don't want to see two more of the nostalgia acts. I want to see current stuff. If you build for it,
Right.
that's taken away from the current talent.
I agree.
I mean,
100%
honestly,
agree.
no disrespect to Nikki Bella, but why do we have a Hall of Famer and a woman that hasn't been there in years? Why is she in a women's Intercontinental title scene? Why isn't a new woman fighting Becky after the live Valkyria Bayley story was over? Why isn't a new person in there, an up-and-coming star? Why is it a retired, semi-retired Hall of Famer in there? That's taking a shot away from new people. I'm just saying.
All we doing is prolonging our developmental talent that's down in NXT. Those girls are now going to sit on the block. They're going to stay in NXT a little bit longer than they supposed to, and we know that's not good. We
And
know
then
that's
we
not
know-
good. You discovered that the
Yes.
longer you are in NXT,
Yeah, the longer you stay in
higher
NXT,
the risk.
you're
higher
gonna
the
be
risk
gone.
getting cut.
And that,
Yep.
then next thing we know, oh, so-and-so has been released. They on the list. We were like, what? We like them, so that's why, because they sit there too long. I'm really interested to see what's going to happen with JC Jane and Fallon Henley's Fatal Influence, because they've been on NXT since 2021. What are you going to do with them on the main roster? They can't stay there forever. You're going to have to eventually call them up, whether you like it or just release them. You got to do something with them, whether people like it or not. I'm just saying.
I agree.
You have to call them up. Lash Leslie has to get called up. Eventually, in next year or so, the Kalani Jordans, Jada Parkers, Carmen Petrovic, you're going to do something with them too, because they've been sitting. It's already been 2 years for those two. It's already been 2 years.
You know what's going to bite them? Soul Ruka. Now,
Yep.
when you get a superstar like Soul Ruka, somebody who developed, I mean, we seen her develop. I seen this
From the
girl
very beginning.
develop. She
Very
wasn't never
beginning.
trash, but
No,
she
she
done
needs some-
developed into a star.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
needs some. Needs some conditioning and development, and that's what she did. And she's one of the best on the roster.
On the
All
roster,
women.
but I don't see. I can't predict her future on the main roster when we keep taking in these old comers and we taking in these additions by subtractions. So when does the NXT stars that we are grooming to be great, when do they get their shine? And that's what's going to bite WWE.
And this is what's going to screw them over too. We've seen this too. We see a lot of women that stay on NXT, like Nikita Lyons and Wendy Chu. Y'all send them back down to Evolve, which I don't like. I'm like, they already did all this. You send them back down there? I hope they don't do that with none of the women on NXT now. No, don't send them. That's a demotion. That's not a promotion. Going from NXT to Evolve is a demotion. That's not a promotion.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah, so I don't want to see that with good talent. We already see it now. For people that don't watch Evolve, there are people, some of the women that's on there were already on NXT before. Kendall Gray's another one. See, they gonna bring her back to NXT. She was on Evolve and she was already on NXT. That's a demotion. So I don't know what they're gonna do next as far as that goes.
Right. And I know a lot of you guys are going to say, well, they take the main roster talent down to NXT, and that's totally different, guys.
Yeah, but they
NXT
coming
is
back
no
to the main
longer-
roster.
Yeah,
They coming
and
back.
NXT is now getting TV time. NXT is not
I
on
think-
the network by itself. NXT is
Yeah,
not
they got
on
their own PLEs. They have their own PLEs on Peacock and now ESPN and eventually Netflix. They already got their own PLEs going. And they just gained 2 more. They just gained the speed title. Just got 2 more titles for the men and women. So yeah, I don't get it.
But
It's
it's
just
an
a big.
interesting conversation, guys. We just having an interesting conversation like always. So you guys
Yeah,
jump in the comments, let us know
yeah.
how
It's
you
a
feel.
problem with it's a problem with the women's division. I can trust you how they gonna fix it. Big problem. Big problem.
Absolutely. So we can go on
Yeah.
and wrap this thing on up. Like we said earlier,
All
guys,
right.
if you got any questions or comments, you can leave them in the comment section. And do know I read every single comment, guys. So I'll
Yes.
reply.
Yes.
This is a wreck. He's moving like an uncaged animal.
No lie, he's wild in there.